First of all, as always, a big thank you to the powers that be over at AMC for allowing me to screen this new Nicolas Cage movie because, oh my goodness, this was a surprise hit. This was like a surprise movie. Please go see Nick Cage be Nick Cage in this movie. Go check it out. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, aka the Nick Cage movie. Now, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is the newest action comedy movie that's coming out next Friday. It stars Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, and oh my goodness, this movie is just ball to the ball insane. I will say, like, if you at any little bit of Nick Cage, you just like Nick Cage, if you hate the guy, this movie is just like, this is Nick Cage being Nick Cage. This movie reminded me why I'm just like, why Nick Cage is just such an icon. But is the movie good? Yeah, it's pretty good. Funny too, because I'm not really the biggest fan of comedies, but I'm also like, this is a comedy and an action, and it's just Nick Cage too. Nick Cage being the most craziest motherfucker on earth. It's just, there's nobody like Nick Cage, and this movie just proves it. This is like a celebration of Nick. We have to cherish Nick Cage. Don't let nothing happen to him. Him and Pedro Pascal just work together in a way that you're just like, this should not even be happening, but it just works so well, and I love it. I'm just taken back because I'm just like, okay, you know, Nick Cage movie, okay, but walking out of it just like, Nick Cage movie, I gotta talk about this. Yeah, I gotta see this movie. This movie is funny as shit, and it's actually pretty good. Let me get into the pros and cons why I believe that The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, long title, it comes out in theaters, especially next Friday. You should definitely check it out. It's the Nick Cage show, and he's just killing it. You should check it out. Here's why. First of all, the acting of the movie, it's Nick Cage being crazy Nick Cage. This movie, funny enough, it is Nick Cage playing Nick Cage, and much you kind of think like, oh, well, just is he like playing an eccentric version of himself? I don't think you can get any more eccentric than Nick Cage being Nick Cage. I think the closest is like Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is Jeff Goldblum and everything he is. It's almost the same thing with this movie. It's just such crazy because Nick Cage is having fun with it. Nick Cage knows that I'm Nicolas Cage, and you know, I'm not even going to attempt to do a Nick Cage voice. You just tell that I'm just like, I really like this movie a lot. I love seeing movies that just blow me away, like a surprise hit. Those are the good ones. Also, Pedro Pascal too. He's just having so much fun. It's just, you can tell that, yeah, I'm the movie starring Nick Cage, and Nick Cage is being all wacky and zany and all Nick Cage's. It's quite infectious, and them two just work together so good. There's also some other characters in the movie too. Tiffany Haddish, she's in the movie too, so that was good too. Overall cast of the movie, I liked them all, but well, you're gonna walk away and be like, yeah, Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal, Karen movie, I love it. Hey, plot of the movie, simple plot of the movie. He's got Nicolas Cage, you know, he's kind of down on his luck, you know, kind of burnt out, kind of like, yeah, you know, you were a star in the 90s. And so he's offered $1 million to go to the birthday party of this super fan and shit that happened to be Pedro Pascal. And, you know, they end up having a nice, you know, buddy relationship. Like, he ended up liking the guy. He's like, yeah, cool, you, me, or Hakuna Matata. He realizes that, oh yeah, Pedro Pascal, like one of the most wanted people on the planet and shit. So Nick Cage kind of like, yeah, CI is like, please take him out, Nick Cage. Can you do that? They got this dilemma of like, oh, do I fucking kill my best friend because he's fucking super terrorist and shit. Dilemmas and shenanigans ensue, and yeah, that's your movie. The movie, like I said, the action in the movie is surprisingly like entertaining. It's entertaining in that absurd kind of way, like this shit's out of the wall and crazy, but I can't take my eyes off it because I love it because it's just so unapologetically crazy. I couldn't say that fast. Also, the comedy movie. Comedy is subjective. I said that in every video involving a comedy. It's subjective, but I will say that I laughed a lot in this movie because Nick Cage, Pedro Pascal, they're just so good together, and the shenanigans they get into together is so good. Also, the callbacks from Nick Cage's, you know, past films and stuff like that, those are good too. It's just, I love it. I just love Nick Cage's movie. I just really like Nick Cage more than I thought I ever thought I would in this movie. I feel like this makes me even more of a fan of him now. I'm not talking about cons. I'm not, because this movie just made me be like, Nick Cage, you're the man. Do it, Nick Cage. And today, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It was a surprise hit. It comes out next Friday. I think you guys are going to have an amazing time with it. Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal have great chemistry. Good action in the movie. The comedy in the movie is also great too. Has a simple, easy plot to follow. Also has pretty good heart in the movie too. Don't really have any concept of the movie. The fact that if you just hate Nick Cage, then this movie's just going to annoy the shit out of you. But it didn't annoy me. I actually had a great time with it. I'm going to praise it to shit. So that being said, I'm easily going to say that The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is definitely a very strong 8 out of 10, which is definitely worth seeing at full admission. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, aka The Nick Cage Show. It comes out in theaters next Friday. You're going to see it, you're not going to see it. Type let them know to talk about it, and I will see you guys in the next video. As always, subscribe. Until next time.